This is the 3D VIEW-MASTER novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. VIEW-MASTER Reel A, Picture 1. On a stormy night in the mountains, ever heard a wolf's howl at the moon? Seen lightning rip the sky? Now listen, imagine, hear the wind scream, thunder roll, feel rain and sleet sting your face. For it was on such a night I first met Dr. Frankenstein. I was hiking in the Swiss Alps when a lightning bolt struck an old castle nearby. I rushed to the spot and found Dr. Frankenstein in the rubble. Near death, he spoke to me in a whisper. "Stranger, listen to my story." I begged him to rest, but he went on. Once my wife Elizabeth, my son William and I were happy. We would swing and gather flowers in the summer sun. But then, one day, Picture 2. A bolt of lightning struck the tree where we had swung only the day before. Picture 3. The tree burned so brightly that it hurt our eyes. Picture 4. Dr. Frankenstein gasped for breath. I tried to comfort him, but he shook his head. As I watched the tree dying in the flames, an idea came to me. Perhaps the lightning could help me in my work. Picture 5. You see, ever since my father's death, I had been working on a way to create life. Indeed, I had been building a human being in my laboratory. The body was huge, over 8 feet tall and 10 times as strong as a normal man. Picture 6. From the time I saw the lightning strike the tree, I worked feverishly day and night. I vowed to bring the creature I had built to life. I ate little, talked to no one. The promise of success drove me on. In a few days, I had built a lightning machine. Then one dark evening, near midnight, I put the thing in motion. Electricity leaped through the air. Picture 7. The machine hissed and snapped, but still the creature did not live. I pedaled the machine harder. White popping rays circled the creature's head. Then, as if by magic, the body began to move. First the fingers twitched. Then the eyelids fluttered. The air itself seemed charged with life. The creature suddenly sat upright, watery eyes opened, arms rising slowly. The thing had come to life. Change to Reel B. Picture 1. Who could know my joy at that moment? Could you? But it was a joy soon ended. For as the creature turned, I saw his yellow eyes, green skin, and straggly hair. The creature of my dreams was really a monster. I cried out, moved back as the thing came toward me. Picture 2. Elizabeth and William heard my cries. "What is it, Jacob?" Elizabeth shouted. William screamed as my monster ran by us. A point of light seemed to strike the monster's eyes, blinding him and saving us from harm. The terrible creature reeled, sprang through a window and vanished in the night. Picture 3. Dr. Frankenstein shook with pain. "You must rest," I told him. Lightning split the sky and suddenly I saw the doctor's face. His voice was young, but he looked 100 years old. No, Dr. Frankenstein pleaded. You must know my story before I die. After my monster ran into the forest, I tried to find him, but I could not. The terrible creature had hidden himself near a cottage. A blind old man and 2 children lived there. Picture 4. One day my monster crept quietly toward the house. It's horrible to think about. What if you were a child and my monster were right outside your window? His eyes glowing, his green face twisting 100 horrible ways. Inside the cottage, the old man was teaching his granddaughter to read. She would spell out the hard words and he would say them for her. Picture 5. Late at night, my monster crept into the cottage and took the word book. He also wanted to know how to read. Picture 6. My monster returned the book next morning. The boy, coming back with a load of wood, thought the beast was trying to hurt his grandfather. He struck the creature with a club. Hurt and surprised, the monster ran away. Picture 7. What torture it was for me. For weeks I circled the cottage, looking for some sign of the monster. If only you could have been there to help. Finally I tracked the beast to a cliff high in the mountains. You are the true monster, Dr. Frankenstein, the beast cried. You've made me ugly and have given me no friends. You must make another creature like myself. I refused. One such terrible creature was enough. I tried to force the monster to come with me, but he only laughed and ran away. I tracked him for days, but each time he escaped. My hair was turning white. When would I capture him? Change to real C. Picture 1. Not soon enough, for barely a year later, William wandered into the forest and the monster followed. Picture 2. Somehow my monster talked the boy into playing with him. He and William were near the cliff when I found them. The monster snarled at me angrily. William stumbled in fright. I pulled the boy from the brink of the cliff just in time. Make a friend for me or you'll be sorry, the monster demanded. Never, I shouted and carried my son away. Picture 3. My fears were many. When would the monster strike? Would he kill us all? I couldn't sleep. My face grew worried and older. I even began work on another monster so that we could live without fear. Picture 4. You must not make another creation, Elizabeth. Elizabeth pleaded one night in my laboratory. Think what could happen to other people. I could do no more than nod my head. Elizabeth sighed and left the room. Little did we know the monster was watching. He sprang into the entrance and carried Elizabeth off. Picture 5. I followed them to the cliff. Elizabeth fought free of the monster's grip, but she was too close to the edge. Elizabeth fell to her death. Confused, the beast ran in fear. I remained frozen to the spot. Picture 6. It took years, but finally I gained the monster's friendship. I lured him to my laboratory in this old castle, told him I would make him handsome, but secretly I meant to kill him. Picture 7. Before I could do that terrible deed, however, the lightning struck again and destroyed all. Stranger, can you? Dr. Frankenstein struggled to sit up, but fell back in my arms, dead. I searched the ruined castle for the monster, but he was nowhere to be found. Do you know where the monster is now? If you do, please tell me.